Live. And okay, guys. I think yes. All right. Takes a minute. Man. All of this computer stuff. One of the stickers right there. All right. Let's let some people show up. I know it's kind of hard. Okay. People are talking to me. Oh, you know what I need? I don't have my mouse out here so I can. All right. Paul's here. Chris B. Hello, hello. I didn't even get my mouse out. I need that to be able to talk. Leah Munsard, hello. Marie Perks, Deb Levy, Kim Brown, CV, Laura Bardzik's here from Chicago. Hello, hello. I gotta get let's get this in here. Get it going. There we go, so I can scroll better. And there we go. All right, we're good. Now I can kind of scroll here and see everybody. Okay, so people are showing up. Very cool. Not 500 or 600 like we get on the other channel, but we're building this channel up, and it's fun. It's a more interactive channel, and I can link it and share some of these other videos. So, and my other live that I just did is playing on my other channel there. So, hello, Cats, Meow, Nancy Darling, Cleo, Mary, Sandra, Linda, Chef Apple, Carol Phillips, Melvin Ruin, Pam, Stacy, Kat, and Amy Martin. I think I already said hi to everybody else. Very cool. So I just wanted to give you guys an update about what's been going on. I know it's been a while since I've done a live. Thought I'd wear the glasses today. I haven't worn those in a while. And I wanted to just give an update. One thing was the Shopify, which is going to be cool. Oh my gosh, Laura, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That was very nice of you. Yes, you missed the last one. So this is a cool thing that YouTube is doing, and so many people have asked me about different products, and now I'm really going to be able to integrate what some of the products that I really like, as far as like sunblocks, as far as a night cream, maybe a morning cream, some washes, and you know, it's hard, I know, when we're such a distance and everybody is from all over the world. But it's going to be one-click buying. Like, literally, there'll be a banner at the bottom of the videos that I do, and you can just click it and literally purchase it just like you would on Amazon. So that is pretty cool, I think. And it is something that's kind of new that they're doing, I think, in the last 6 to 12 months. It wasn't for all channels. It was for some of the bigger ones, and it'd probably at some point be for all their channels or most. But so that's going to be pretty neat, because I'm going to be able to kind of showcase a lot of new products as they come out as well, which is very cool. I think that's going to be great, and it'll answer a lot of questions, as people have so many questions about which cream they should use, and you know, I'll get to go more in depth about it and talk about it. The other thing is I'm getting ready to post a video right after this live, so make sure to look for that. It's called the Buffalo Hump Cyst. And you get the you get the info here first. It's going to be, she has a very nice lady. I think it was because of medication she was on for a long time. She has a big buffalo hump. For those of you who don't know about that, it's kind of a lot of fat congregating right here, and it makes a big hump, almost like a humpback, basically. And it just happens with medication. Sometimes it can be something that is hereditary and like metabolic syndrome, you know, diabetics, people who aren't eating well. But for her, it was a medication, I believe. And she's going to get it fixed. So they're going to take it out. And she had a big cyst right beside it. So you'll see that too. And I kind of talk about what we're going to be doing and why we're going to be doing it. And then we take out the cyst, which is a pretty good one. So yeah, dark spots on the face, absolutely. Different types of bleaching creams. All of that. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be so cool. You know, I had stuff that people would talk about going to your website, and people don't want to leave YouTube, go to a website. You know, it can be kind of difficult. this is really integrating all that. And I think it's a great thing that YouTube is doing. And I think it's going to help people connect with the YouTubers that they like, and really be able to, you know, easily get products that we're talking about or that we might recommend, which I think is cool. So I'm going to post that video after this, but I wanted to talk about, let's see, I keep getting, turn off your phone, they say, come on. At my conference, a lot of people ask me, like, you're a physician assistant, not a physician's assistant, but a physician assistant or physician associate, they say. How and why are you doing these surgeries? Is it legal for you to do these surgeries? You see a high volume and you see a lot of advanced cases. How can you do that on a master's degree without a doctorate degree? A lot of people, it's a common thread question that I get. And the answer to that is, I've had really good board certified dermatologists that I've trained under for many years. But the big thing is, I have gone to this conference for 14 years now. I think since 2010 or 11, so 13 years. And this conference in Vegas, at the same place most of the time, has all of the top dermatologists from the United States and some from out of the country, Canada, different areas, and some of the top teaching institutions in the United States. And they come and they do pearls, like 15-minute quick discussions about what you need to know about certain diagnoses, certain medications, how to run your office, billing, everything. It's pretty amazing. And some of the top people and the clinical trials that they're involved in and the new medications that are coming out, it keeps everything so relevant and so up to date. It has advanced me as a clinician 100-fold, without a doubt. Without a doubt. When you go and listen to the best people that are on the cutting edge and the forefront of whatever you're doing, you're going to pick a lot of pearls up and a lot of great things. And I have made it, and I've missed weddings, I've missed big things to go to that conference. And I do need continuing medical education. So you have to do, 100 hours every 2 years. So it also suffices for that, but it also really helps in my advancement as a dermatology PA or physician associate. So that's a common question, and that's what I wanted to answer that. Second, I met Dr. Pimple Popper. How cool is that? And she was, I saw her. I think she's been going on and off to the same conference for a couple years. And I never, she gets stopped a lot. People were taking pictures with her. And I just happened to be walking out, and she had just spoke. And all of a sudden, I kind of look ahead, and somebody's taking a picture with somebody. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's Dr. Sandra Lee right there. And so I was, by the time she was done taking that picture, I kind of caught up. And I was like, hey, I'm a big fan. You mind if I get a picture with you? And she's like, oh my gosh, certainly. She was so sweet and kind and just so nice. And we took the picture, and she's like, that was a great picture. And I was like, yeah, I just got a new iPhone 15, so it takes great pictures. And, a lot of people asked, did she know who you were? I did not. It's not me to go, hey, do you know who I am? I didn't walk up and say that. I just said I was a big fan. I knew she had just spoken, like, for the third time, and it was like the end of the conference. I know that she wanted to get out of there, and so I didn't sit and talk to her for a long time. I just said, I'm kind of in the area that she's in, and I know her husband, who's also a dermatologist. I've met with him a couple times, and so I was like, hey, so great to meet you. Thanks for taking the time to take the picture. And then I work in the same vicinity as her and have for many years. So there is a medical assistant that works with her that was my medical assistant for 6 years. He's one of the males there. He has a beard, and he works there. And then one of the first places I ever worked, one of the PAs I worked with is her PA now. And she was just on the show. Her name's Shannon, and she's so great. And she saw on my Instagram a picture with her, and she's like, hey, she talked to her and she's like, hey, do you know that was Mr. Popsit? Do you know who Mr. Popsit is? And she's like, oh, I know who he is. I didn't recognize him though, maybe without the glasses. And she's like, oh my gosh, tell him I said hi. And so that was cool that I thought, she had maybe from being on YouTube or something, she had seen and kind of heard of me. She just didn't recognize me because it was in passing pretty quick. But I thought that was pretty cool. So, now it's when I run into her, I'm like, hey, what's happening? So we can talk now next time I see her. But I know she's very busy, and a lot of people are always, when she's out, man, people are taking pictures, especially at that conference. It's pretty cool. But it's really neat to see somebody who kind of inspired you, really, like seeing her videos and just getting the idea of like, wow, sharing medical and education is pretty cool. Something I always wanted to do, and then to see somebody else be able to do it, and she had great growth in the beginning, and then they kind of started suppressing videos, and I kind of, started when they were suppressing videos, and obviously they demonetized everything for everybody. So that's probably why there wasn't a ton of people doing it when I jumped on, but I was really doing it kind of to educate, and I enjoyed it. So it was maybe not the best timing, but it's worked out. So just wanted to talk about that a little bit because that was a very common question from the picture that I had posted. And it was such a pleasure to meet her. She was so sweet and nice, and it was just, it was a cool thing. And it was right at the end of 4 days, so I was like, man, I know she's here. That'd be cool to see her. And right about the time I was thinking that, there she was. So the other thing I want to talk about, I had a video, it's been a while, I think almost 2 years, of the African-American lady who was talking about, she's like, I don't need to raise no man. She was so funny. And it was such a funny video that got a lot of feedback and comments. And she moved out of the state. So she moved, and I hadn't seen her in a while, and I kind of did some extractions, set her up on some good, like a retinoid, tretinoin, and a nice gentle cleanser, and kind of put her on a protocol. And then she went away. And she came back. She was back in town, and she stopped by just to say hi. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get a video. Her skin looks so different, and she does have some scarring still, but the oiliness and the size of her pores, it looks so different and so much better. And she had really stayed up on it, and she was so happy. She didn't talk much on this quick follow because I just wanted to showcase her face there, and we talked a little bit after, but I didn't put it on camera. But I'm going to link her original video in this video. I'm going to link it so you can just click and see it. So it'll be in the description, her original video, so you can see her face from before. And then I have it right here just to show her follow-up. So let me shrink myself in the corner here. And after this, if you guys think of some questions you want to ask, bring it. And we can do a couple minutes of answering questions. This is so hard because I expanded this so big that, there we go. Man, these things are tricky. So, some of you may recognize her if you've been with me for a while. I'm going to put myself down here in the corner and then press play. Here we go. Okay guys, Mr. Popsit here, and this was my patient from one of my first actually extraction patients, and we're going to come around here and we can see we had a lot of nose extractions, and it was from over 2 years ago. She had like some little cysts up here, and she had larger pores on the nose. And we can see here just a smoothing out of her complexion. The acne's under control, little cysts. She'll get a blackhead here and there still. We're not going to remove it 100%, but she is great. She's so greatly improved, I almost didn't recognize her when she walked in. It's looking so good. And this was my patient. We had great conversations talking about men and how men can be. And you guys had so many great comments. And this is, when you do 2 years of using a retinoid, a gentle cleanser, really, staying up with it every day, you'll get reduction of sebum. That oil production gets greatly reduced, and then you can't make as many blackheads or whiteheads because it gets under control. And then in time, and you'll see from her before video, tightening of the pores on the nose. It's just overall such a smooth smoother complexion. So she came in, thanks to her for sharing her story too, because a lot of people commented, a lot of people were with her in her extractions, and now to see her 2 years later doing so well, I know you guys love follow-ups, and we got way more followers now too than what we had back then. But just wanted to thank her again for sharing, and thanks for the conversation, because it's always good to have a patient come back and see them doing well. Thanks again. I had to unmute myself there. Okay, so that was her. She's looking so great, and she was so happy. And she was just thanking me, and she had got set up for her refills out of state and stayed on the same medication, way less oil, and she was just so happy about it. So it's nice to be able to, you know, I see so many patients, and sometimes you see them back, and a lot of times you don't, and you hope that they stay with it, stay with the program. The ones that are in your state or stay close, you obviously see them for refills, but sometimes the ones that move, you're like, I hope they stay on it. They were doing great. It's like setting a ship to sail, and then they just go. So, but she has stayed with it, and she was so happy. So that was really cool to see her. That made my day. And I will do some questions now. I saw somebody say about my PhD. I wasn't studying for a PhD. I'm studying for my boards. So just like with doctors, we have to keep our certification up. And the tough thing about with a physician assistant or physician associate is we have to do a test, and they do have some specialized tests. They're making more. They're trying to make it better. But we do have to do a test that's basically all of medicine. And so you got to learn, go back and study. It's only 3% dermatology, 3 to 5%. So I've been doing, just dermatology for 14 years now, and that's tough because you got to go back and learn how to treat diabetes, read x-rays, read EKGs and the heart and all of that, and you get questioned on that. So it can be very difficult. And so it takes a lot of studying. So that's what I'm studying for, kind of trickle like when I can. I have been so busy lately. It's why I haven't done many lives. It's just, I don't know what's going on. There was no big changes. It's just the kids have sports, and I guess it's the fall. I guess that could be it. But it's been so crazy. And I always gauge how busy I am with how often am I fishing. And I haven't fished in 6 weeks. And that never happens. So that's a gauge of, wow, I can't even take an hour or two to get out there. And it's because I've been doing a lot of stuff for work with the kids, and trying to exercise in the morning, getting up at 5 or 5:30, either editing a video or going to the gym, keeps you so busy. And so I've been doing that, and so I've been studying for that. And one reason, if I went to get my doctorate, I could go back and you can get a doctorate in physician assistant studies, which would be 2 more years. But to be like an MD or a DO, you have to start from the beginning. And it would be, 4 years. And then you got to do your clinical where you go out for like 2 to 3 years, I believe it is. And then specializing even on top of that more sometimes for dermatology or surgery. So you're talking about 7 to 10 more years of school, and then I would come out and do very similar to what I'm doing now. I'd be making more money, but I also have way more debt. So not really in my best interest. I wouldn't need that, and that's okay. I don't need to be a doctor. I just like helping people. I get to do that every day, and I get to do a lot of procedures and a lot of the stuff that they get to do. So it's a great situation, and I like it. So that was a good question. Let me see. Yes. Now you have scarring. Yeah, a lot of people, in the 70s and 80s, man, there wasn't great sunblocks back then. And I saw Arlene, hello. Cheryl, hello. Letha May. Cheryl, I have to take that test. It used to be every 6 years. Now it's every 10 years. So that's not too bad, only a couple times. But to keep your certification, the PAC, which is certified, means I've passed my boards. That's, you got to keep doing that. So that's what I'm doing. So people have a lot of sun damage. I always tell them it's never too late to use sun protection, because it is an accumulative thing. And there are some great treatments you can do to destroy precancers, actinic keratosis. I have a couple little pink spots up here. There's creams you can do. You can do light treatments with, I think it's levulonic acid. You put a couple different acids you can put on, they'll absorb, and then you activate them with light, and they destroy precancer cells. The creams like Fudex, there's a couple different creams, at least in the United States, you can use. You can also get liquid nitrogen. For pigment spots and the brown spots, there's lasers, bleaching creams. So there's a lot you can do to try and smooth out the complexion, make the pigment look better. You just ask your local dermatologist, and I'm sure they got stuff. So yes, keep up your knowledge. It's so important. And you know, not everybody does. Not even board certified, you know, doctors. They, I have run into people that don't really go to conferences or might not look up the latest stuff coming out. Like, hey, did you hear about this new medication? And they hadn't heard about it, and it had been out a year or two, 3. And that does happen. So, you know, when you do your research online, you can always ask whatever clinician you're seeing. And if they haven't even heard of something that maybe was advertised to you or you saw, you know, that's I would have pause there, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, but if it's FDA approved, they should know about it. There's a lot of stuff online that people haven't heard of, but, you know, all kinds of plant-based things, and people come in and say, hey, have you heard of this? And I'm like, is this something that's being sold on TikTok or Instagram? I'm not up on every single thing that comes out weekly on there all the time, but I kind of know the basis of what they're using, a lot of plant-based anti-inflammatories. But, you know, it's always interesting. Thank you, Wendy. Minnesota, very cool. I think it's the land of 10,000 lakes. Is that Minnesota? Am I off on that? Yeah, lotions to stop itching. There's a lot of different lotions out there, but I would look for ones that are ceramide enriched, like CeraVe and Cetaphil are 2 that I like. They're thicker, and they do help. Diabetics can get dry. Sometimes diabetics are itching because of diabetic neuropathy, and they're having inflammation of their nerves. So that's something you can get checked out with, you know, tell your PCP, and they can evaluate you for that also. Let's see. Thought it was out of time. Oh, yeah, fingerprinting. I believe I did. That's a good question. It was so long ago. But I do think that they fingerprint, yeah, people who are writing medications or prescriptions. And like for your DEA license, I believe. I think they fingerprint you for that. So, yeah, those are good questions. I'm getting ready to take the boys, actually, to play some basketball today. So that's going to be cool. We try to do it on the weekends, get out and do something that's always fun. And, you know, try to keep, it's so hard, work-life balance, you know. That's what's difficult sometimes. I think they're coming up. Here come the dudes right here, actually. They're all ready, I think. What's up, dudes? Look at these guys. So they just got some new haircuts by Daddy. Check out. These guys said they wanted a mullet. Can you believe that? Let me see yours, buddy. Let's turn around. Let's turn around this way. Oh my goodness, look at that. And then baby girl's here too. Come here. Oh, you don't have a mullet. What are you doing? Can you say hi? Say hi.
Hello to the world.
Hello to the world.
Hello, big world. Hello, humongous world.
That's right.
See you again.
So we are getting ready to go play over by, we got a golf cart. We're going to go on a little golf cart ride and play some basketball and maybe some volleyball, and it should be fun.
Dad, can everybody bring a soccer ball and we can play catch?
We can do it all, man. Let's bring all the balls.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can play catch too.
No, like,
sure.
Is this alive or
it's
is
alive.
It gonna stay there?
No, it's alive. So then when we stop it, it's over. So we're gonna say goodbye, and this is the end. I'm going to link at the end this video on my other live. So this video will be linked on my main channel. But all the littles are here. Say bye, guys. Say bye. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you.